Welcome back. We're here with Councilman Murphy, a legend in our community in Southwest Florida, a former councilman for Charlotte County, and we're just delighted to have him on Lee Pitts Live at the Sepia Fashion Review. Councilman, what brings you out tonight?
Well, my wife brought me out. We're the guests of Cheryl Lefwich.
Okay.
And we're glad to be here.
How are you enjoying yourself so far, and what do you think about this turnout?
I think the turnout is great. Glad to see this many of us come out here for the Cancer Society, and we all support the Cancer Society.
Okay. Now, are you familiar with Delta Sigma Theta sorority over the years?
Yes, I am. I'm from Detroit, and a lot of my friends in Detroit was Deltas. So we always went to the Deltas functions back in Detroit, and we moved to Southwest Florida back in 1991.
Now, do you know anything about fashion?
Do I know anything about fashion?
Let's take a look at what he's got here.
I'm the guy. When I was 19 years old, my father made me get a job if I wanted to wear Stacey Allen shoes, Brooks Brothers suits, and that's what I did. I worked at UPS, and that's what I bought.
Tell us about your time as a councilman in Charlotte County. What was happening then, just some general, and how do you see Charlotte County now compared to the changes when you were a councilman?
Well, let me go back a step further. I was appointed to the council by Governor Bush back in 1998, and I served from 1998 to 2007. I was the vice mayor for 2 years. Biggest thing I think was happening when I became a council member was that we had a park on the river, Peace River, and we were trying to develop that piece of property. And they had been trying to develop that property for over 10 years, and just didn't happen. And finally, we got a young man who grew up in Charlotte County, built his first restaurant in Lashley Park, and now the whole park is completely developed. And that was one of the biggest things that happened while I was on the council.
That's a great accomplishment.
Let me say this. I was the first African American to be elected to an office in Charlotte County.
So we're standing here talking with African American royalty history right here at the Delta Sigma Theta Fashion Review. What was the major challenge that you faced being elected, being the first black to be elected? Was that a big challenge?
Yes, it was. Big challenge is trying to bring my community all together, because before I became a council member, it was always said East Punta Gorda, and that was the black section. I brought it out and says there's no such thing as East Punta Gorda or West Punta Gorda. All it is Punta Gorda, and that's the way we should look at it. Okay. It's one city, and all of us there, we're just one.
What is your hope for Southwest Florida in terms of race and politics for the future?
Well, I would hope that we all come together. The biggest thing I find is that we as African Americans, for some reason, we just have not yet gelled together as we should, like the Haitians have gelled together, the Jamaicans have gelled together, because my wife's brother is married to a Jamaican, and their whole family that came from Jamaica all reside in Lehigh Acres, all of them. And all of them are migrating right into Lehigh Acres. And they stick together, they really do. We're not there yet, and we got to get there.
You guys heard it from the councilman. We got to stick together, and if we stick together, we can make a substantial change. Final question. In your lifetime, you now got a chance to see an African American become president of the United States. Did you ever think that would happen? And what does that mean overall to our youth in terms of role models?
Well, I never thought in my lifetime that I would see it. But when Barack Obama became the president's candidate, I got behind him, I pushed him, I made sure that people in Charlotte County knew about Barack Obama. We got to get out and vote, and we got to do the same thing now as we did way back then when Barack Obama first became the president. Today, we got to get out and vote. Get out and vote. That's what we have to do.
All right, you heard it. We'll be right back on Lee Pitts Live.
Thank you, sir.
Finally got you.
Thank you.
Love it. I wanted to get some of that substance into it.
Man.